Now, if I were you, I would watch this little video that I'm about to show you in the preview area here, or in the Flash player. Pause this movie and see if you can recreate it. If you can, you're probably going to be in really good shape for the midterm as long as you understand a few other things, and also in really good shape for doing your 30-second animation. So here we go. Here's the challenge. Now, what I would do is first note a couple things. I'll never make you guess a stage size like this, but just common sense will tell you it doesn't look like the normal size stage. It looks like it's twice as wide as it is tall. So I'll give you that. In fact, yeah, it's 600 by 300. But I just want you to start noticing things. Also notice that the stage color is blue, and that's easy enough to change. But here's how you should be analyzing when I give you a SWIFT. You should start to count. So I'll replay this again. 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002, 1001, 1001. So this takes place over 2 seconds. That takes place over 2 seconds. That's a second. That's a second. So that's going to help you know where to place your keyframe. So don't make it any more complicated than that. Don't start looking at that and saying, ooh, that's turning or anything like that. Just say that all that happens there is that something goes from a star into a polygon. And just start with the star and the polygon. If it doesn't twist like that for you, then worry about that. What else? Notice that it stops at the end, right? Okay, so pause this video, recreate that, and then come back and I'll show you how to make this. Okay, so brand new document in Flash. First thing we're going to do is make the stage size the proper size. This should just be strictly refresher for you right now. And that was 600 by 300, but often I will give you an image hint for the midterm and you'll have to figure out what size it is, make the stage that size. Double click on the hand tool, get that in place and change the background color of the stage if applicable. And then what we had was a red star that turned into a polygon. So I grabbed the Polystar Tool here. You can't see my selection that I'm making because it's off your screen, but trust me, just click here, go down to the bottom choice, Polystar, and then in the properties, click on the different options that you have, and what we want is the star. It was a 5-sided star. You can monkey around with this point size if yours isn't exactly right or it's not what you're after. And we're just going to make a star here. Move that so that it's right, about where mine was in the video. Then that took place over 2 seconds, so I'm going to go over here to frame 48, which is 2 seconds at 24 frames per second. I'm going to do an F7 to give myself a blank keyframe, and then I am going to go back to the same tool, but this time under options I will select polygon, draw a polygon of about the same size, and then I will turn on the onion skinning since I want them to look like it's morphing simultaneously here. So onion skinning on, move this so it's centered pretty nicely over the top of the star. I'm just using the arrow keys to move this up, down, around. Okay, that looks pretty good. Now, the only way to accomplish something actually morphing, changing morphology, is to use a shape tween. So you absolutely have to use a shape tween here. But once it becomes this polystar or polygon and moves around, you no longer do. Now notice it didn't turn like mine, so all I would have to do is go over here, grab this tool, the free transform tool, and give that just a little bit of a twist, and now it twists a little bit as it turns in. If it's not quite enough, I would do a little bit more. Alright, so from this point forward, we need this to become a symbol and we need it to move around. The best way to lose points in the midterm is to not turn your things into a symbol. But beware here, if you turn this into a symbol now, you're going to get a broken arrow here because you cannot shape tween a symbol. So you first need to make a copy of it. So I'm going to actually put that on a brand new layer. Oops, I created a folder rather than a layer. There we go. Okay, so this layer I will call Classic. Rename this other one Shape so it's real obvious what's happening where. I will go over to this frame. I will edit copy. I will lock this layer now. I will go to this frame here on the new layer. I will do an F7. I will do an edit, paste in place. I will now do an F8 and convert that to a symbol. I will give it a name. I will never just go with shape 1, shape 2, or symbol 1, symbol 2, because I want to know that it was mine that I created. Okay, so note that I did convert this to a symbol before I start doing the F6s. That's how you end up with garbage in the library. Right now, I just have one thing in my library, and that's how it's going to stay, unless I need something else. Okay, that next thing happened over 2 seconds. So 2 seconds 48. 48 again would be 96. So here I'm going to do the F6, and then I believe it just moved over here. And if I remember correctly, it changed color, but I'll worry about that later. Okay, so then it moved from here over to the other side of the stage. That took only 1 second. So 24 to 96 sounds like 120 to me. Is that right? 96 plus 4 would be 100, 120. Yeah. So we do a F6 here. That moved over here, kind of touched the edge of the stage over here. Then we go another 24 seconds, which would be, or another 24 frames, which would be a second, which would be 144. Do an F6 there, and that one tucked nicely all the way into the corner here. Now, in one fell swoop, I can do all of these as a classic tween. And remember, when you do anything really, you're out, where you're using properties or doing a shape tween or a classic tween, you're always selecting somewhere between the first and the last frames. Don't select the very last frame. But if I click here, come all the way over to here, and hold down the shift key, click again, then do a right click, I can do classic tween, and it will do all of those at once. Now if I preview the movie, 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002. 1001, 1002, 1001, 1002, 1001, 1001. Perfect except for the change of color and the stop at the end. Change of color couldn't be easier, right? But you just have to remember that you can't change the colors the way that you normally do. I believe if we looked at the video, the first color change was to yellow. So this is an instance of this symbol. To change the color of an instance, you have to do it under properties. Properties, go to color effect. You will not see this unless you've selected this. Color effects, go to tint, change your tint so that whatever tint you apply will be 100%. Click on this little box here, select yellow. We will now do that for over here where we changed it to green. Again, I need to actually click on that, color effects, tint. Next time we go to green, this is already at 100%. It remembered where it was last time. Go to the last frame, click on that to select it, tint, and the last color was magenta. So that's all perfect. And then the last thing is to add an action to this, and we've done this in the last video, but just a quick review. Click on this layer, name it actions. It's always the top layer, it's always named actions. The only thing that goes on this layer are actions. Actions go no place else. Alright, so we want this in the last frame. If I just click here, this is the rookie mistake. So since I didn't do the rookie mistake last time, let me do the rookie mistake this time. I click here, I go Window, Actions, thinking that I'm going to put the action in that frame. So I type stop, do my opening closing parentheses, semicolon, and I close this box up and I'm thinking that everything is good. I launch my movie and what happens? Stops at the first frame. Not what I was after. Why? Because even though I clicked here, I did not have a blank frame. I have to go, I would have had to click there, do an F7, and then put the stop. An easy fix for that now is to just click and then click and drag this to where I want it to go. So there's my action now. If we go all the way back here, we'll see that this is now blank. So now if I do a command return, and it stops. All right, so if you can get that down, you're doing good. And then really the only other big thing on the midterm was masking. And there's videos on masking, so you should be on your way.